The new tier shifts for Gen 9 competitive singles for September 2023 released a couple days ago, and there are some very big drops from the OU tier to the UU tier, one of these being the former Bento Ubers Pokémon in Gen 6, Hoopa-Unbound. We've already talked about the drops of Roaring Moon and Ursaluna on this channel, which will be linked down below if you have not seen those yet and are interested. But today we are focusing on Hoopa-Unbound. This is actually not the first time that Hoopa-Unbound dropped out of the OU tier, as this also happened in Gen 7, where it ended up UUBL. Hoopa barely missed the tier cut last month in Gen 9, but it still saw success for quite some months in the OU tier. But why exactly did Hoopa-Unbound drop to the UU tier? At first glance you might think that Hoopa-Unbound would be incredibly broken, as it does have a stupidly high base attack and special attack set at base 160 and 170 respectively, and it even has solid special bulk, which can help it out against specially oriented Pokemon. Hoopa is one of the best Starbreaks in the game, no doubt, but it does have some very notable problems that keep it from being broken. Despite being very strong, Hoopa is also very slow. As a result, many offensive Pokemon in the tier can outspeed it and take advantage of the other problems that Hoopa is going for it, this being its bad defensive typing and poor physical bulk. Hoopa still has enough speed to outspeed common slow bulky walls, but it struggles against offensive threats that are way faster. Hoopa's terrible defensive typing only has one immunity and no resist. Hoopa is also 4 times weak against the very common U-turn. U-turn is one of the best moves in the game, as it allows you to scout what your opponent is going to do and act accordingly after, while also dealing damage in the process, and this move has no immunities, making it very spammable with very little drawback if there is any. This means that faster Pokemon with this move can take massive advantage of Hoopa by essentially getting a free U-turn, as Hoopa is forced to switch out, otherwise it will be 1-hit KO'd, especially with that very bad physical bulk. In both cases the U-turn user will come out on top. They either get the opportunity to respond to your switch by sending out a Pokemon that matches up well, or they get a free KO. Hoopa's low physical bulk also leaves it vulnerable to slower Pokemon that have strong priority, like Kingambit. Kingambit especially is very prevalent in the meta right now, and thus Sucker Punch is very common, not to mention that it can check Hoopa quite well as it walls both of its step moves. Aside from U-turn, Hoopa is also weak to fairy moves. Iron Valiant and Anemoris are very common fairy types in the metagame and can force Hoopa out with ease. Hoopa also tends to be a little prediction reliant, as its step moves get walled by the many dark types in the tier like the aforementioned Kingambit, Tinglu and Hisuian Samurott. Hoopa does have fighting coverage with Drain Punch and Focus Blast respectively to hit these Pokemon, but it still has to be wary of them, especially since choice sets are very prevalent on it, as that allows to basically 2-hit kill anything switching in. Hoopa's Unbound high special bulk is also not as impressive as it may seem, as it does not have any good resist to take advantage of it. Hoopa is able to survive almost any strong special move from full health, but after taking parrying damage from hazards for example, it will crumble quite easily. In short, despite being super strong, Hoopa's bad typing, low base speed and bad physical bulk hold Hoopa back quite a lot. Let me know your thoughts about Hoopa-Unbound in the comments. If you want to see more content like this, you can let me know by liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you are new. Thank you for watching and see you next time.